Hey everyone, ready for a deep dive into something really fascinating?
I'm ready.
Okay, so today we're going to be talking about
Okay.
the connection between the heart and the brain.
Ooh.
And this is all based on a YouTube video by Braden.
Okay.
And he talks about both the science
Right.
and the spirituality
Yep.
behind this connection. So I thought this would be something
Yeah.
really cool to kind of unpack together.
Yeah. I think people think about this all the time.
Yeah,
What's the connection
absolutely.
between the heart and brain?
It's interesting because we've always kind of been taught like the
Yeah.
heart is this pump,
Just a pump. Yeah.
just pumps blood through the body.
Keeps us alive.
And then the brain is really where all the smarts are.
Right.
It's where all the intelligence is.
All the thinking, all the emotion.
Yeah, all the emotions, all the personality, like that's all contained in the brain. And
Right.
Braden talks about this discovery that happened back in 1991 that really kind of turned the scientific community on its head.
What was that?
Well, they discovered that
Yeah.
the human heart actually has its own neural network.
Oh, wow. Like a brain.
Yeah, like a brain. So
That's wild.
it's not just this simple pump. It actually has about
Oh.
40,000 specialized cells
Okay.
called sensory neurites.
Okay.
And these cells
Mm-hmm.
form this network that functions similarly
Okay.
to the brain's neural network.
It's like a little brain
It's like a little brain in the heart.
in the heart. That's amazing.
Isn't that crazy? So what's so remarkable about this, and what Braden really kind of digs into,
Yeah.
is that this discovery suggests that the heart can actually think,
It can think.
feel, sense, and even remember independently of the brain.
Whoa. So the heart is not just reacting to what the brain's telling it to do.
No,
It's got its
its own thing going on.
like thing going on.
Yeah.
Like it could be having its own thoughts and feelings.
It could be having a whole conversation, and we wouldn't even know.
And we wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
That's a little creepy.
It is a little creepy. So I'm curious what your initial thoughts are on that.
I mean, it makes you wonder, right?
Yeah.
Like, how does this change how we approach things? Like
Yeah.
emotional regulation or even self-healing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it really makes you wonder if we've underestimated
Totally.
the heart's role in our lives all along.
For sure.
And speaking of self-healing,
Yeah.
Braden delves into how we each perceive and process trauma differently.
Okay.
You know, he uses some really insightful examples from childhood experiences in the video
Interesting.
to illustrate this point. And I thought that was really fascinating.
It makes sense, right? Because everyone's experiences shape how they react to things later in life.
Totally.
Like if you had a traumatic experience as a child,
Yeah,
that's going to shape how you react to certain
Right.
situations as an adult.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And he brings up this point.
Yeah.
That, maybe traditional talk therapy, right?
Yeah.
Which focuses primarily on the mind,
Right.
could potentially be missing a vital piece of the puzzle
Interesting.
by not fully addressing the role that the heart plays in
Right.
trauma.
That's fascinating. I mean, because you think about talk therapy
Yeah.
and it's all about, talking about your problems,
Hmm.
processing them mentally.
Right.
But what if there's this whole other element,
Yeah.
this heart element that's not being addressed?
Yeah, like we're trying to understand this whole picture
Right.
of trauma and healing,
Yeah.
but we're only looking at half of it, really.
Yeah, we're only looking at the brain.
Yeah.
We're not looking at the heart.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So do you think this discovery could potentially open up?
I mean, it has to, right?
Yeah.
Like if the heart can think and feel and remember independently,
Yeah.
that has to play a role in how we heal from trauma.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like a whole new pathway.
Yeah. It's a whole new frontier
Yeah.
of healing.
Totally. And it really challenges how we've always thought about
It does, yeah.
this hierarchy. Like in school, we learned that the
Yeah.
brain is the boss and the heart just follows orders.
Right, the brain's calling the shots,
Yeah.
the heart's just pumping along.
But it turns out it's much more complex than that.
It's way more complicated
Yeah.
than that, yeah.
It's way more nuanced.
Yeah, it's like a dance between the two.
Yeah,
They're both influencing each other.
absolutely. And
Yeah.
research actually suggests
Yeah.
that the
Okay.
heart actually sends instructions to the brain
The heart sends instructions to the brain,
Yeah.
not the other way around.
based on how we're feeling
Oh, wow.
about the world. So basically, like
Whoa.
the heart is regulating our bodies
Okay.
based on our emotional responses.
So, like, if I'm feeling stressed,
Yeah.
my heart's going to tell my brain,
It's going to tell your brain,
hey, we're stressed out.
do something about
Do something. Yeah.
that's amazing.
Isn't that amazing? So it really shows how powerful our
Yeah.
feelings are, right?
Yeah.
They don't just, stay.
They don't just stay in our head.
They don't just stay in our heads.
In our head.
They affect our whole body.
They're affecting our whole body.
Wow.
And Braden refers to this
Yeah.
as heart intelligence.
Heart intelligence.
Yes.
Okay.
And he describes the heart as like an antenna.
Okay.
So like imagine an antenna
Okay.
that's picking up signals,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
So the heart is kind of like that, picking up information
Okay.
from a field that surrounds us and our feelings.
So there's like a field of information.
Yeah, like a field of information
We're all tapping into.
that we're all tapping into, yeah.
Okay, interesting.
And what we receive from that field
Okay.
really depends on our feelings and our intentions.
Huh. Okay.
You know, like he gives this example of
Well,
learning Spanish.
Right.
So it's not about
You
like
know.
suddenly cramming all these Spanish words
Right.
into your brain.
Okay.
It's more about tuning your brain
Okay.
to the frequency of Spanish,
Yeah.
where all these other Spanish speakers are also tuned in.
Huh. Okay.
You know, so
The heart's like helping us tune in
the heart's helping us tune in
into this frequency.
to the frequency of
Okay.
information.
Interesting.
So I'm curious, have you ever had like
Have I ever had what?
a gut feeling
Oh, yeah.
that you couldn't explain?
All the time.
Do you think maybe that could be heart intelligence at work?
I mean, it's possible, right?
Yeah.
Like, what if our heart is picking up on something
Yeah.
that our brain isn't consciously aware of?
Totally.
Yeah.
And that's leading us to
Makes you think.
make a decision
Yeah.
or do something a certain way.
Yeah.
So it's pretty wild.
It is wild. It's like we have this
Yeah.
sixth sense
Yeah.
that we're not even fully aware of.
Yeah. And he even goes into like this whole other thing about
Yeah.
the first heartbeat
Okay.
and how scientists haven't actually figured out
We haven't.
what triggers that initial beat in the
Right.
womb.
Huh.
Like they have theories,
Yeah.
but they haven't pinpointed
Right.
like the exact cause.
Interesting.
And so he contrasts that
With what?
with the spiritual perspective on this.
Right.
So a lot of cultures
Mm-hmm.
believe that the first heartbeat signifies
Yeah.
the soul entering the body.
Oh, wow. That's beautiful.
It is beautiful, right?
Right, yeah.
So it's like this interesting
Yeah.
juxtaposition, you know?
Totally, like science versus spirituality.
Exactly.
But maybe they're both pointing to the same thing.
Yeah, maybe they're both getting at the same truth
In a different way.
in a different way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm curious, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, it's a mystery, right?
Yeah.
And I think there's beauty in that, you know? Whether you believe it's the soul entering the body
Yeah.
or some scientific process that we haven't fully understood yet,
Yeah.
it's still this incredible moment where life begins.
Yeah.
And I think it speaks to, you know, the interconnectedness of our physical
Yeah.
and spiritual selves.
Absolutely.
Which kind of brings us to what Braden calls heart-brain coherence.
Yeah.
This idea that our heart and brain can work together
Yeah.
in harmony.
Yeah.
Which, you know, makes sense, right?
It does make sense.
Like, if they're both communicating with each other,
Yeah.
if they're in sync,
Yeah.
then our whole body's going to function better.
Exactly. And that he says that
Yeah.
humans are actually unique
Unique.
in our ability to consciously harmonize
Okay.
our heart and brain neural networks.
So we can choose to make them work together.
We can choose to make them work together.
That's powerful.
It is powerful.
So it's not just something that happens automatically. We
No,
can actually
like, we have the power to
consciously cultivate that
Yeah.
coherence.
like coherence.
Interesting.
Isn't that amazing?
It is amazing.
Yeah.
It's like we have this hidden superpower
We do have a hidden
that we're
superpower.
not even using.
Right. So could mastering this ability to create this heart-brain coherence, could that be?
I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
It's possible, right?
Yeah.
Like, what if
What if it unlocks?
it unlocks our full potential,
Yeah.
not just physically, but also spiritually?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a question worth exploring.
It is a question worth exploring, and lucky for us,
Yeah.
Braden explores this further through his work
Okay.
with the HeartMath Institute.
Okay, I've heard of them.
Yeah, they're a research organization
Yeah.
dedicated to studying the Earth's power.
That's awesome.
And what's cool is they've
Right.
developed these 3 simple steps to achieve heart-brain coherence.
I'm all ears.
Okay, tell me.
Yeah, let's hear it.
In part 2. Okay, sounds good. Okay, so remind me again, what are those 3 steps to heart-brain coherence?
Okay, so the first step is to shift your focus to your heart.
Okay.
You know, really bring your attention inward.
Okay, like focus on the physical
Yeah,
sensation.
the physical sensation of your heart beating.
Okay, got it.
And then the second step
Okay.
is to practice slower breathing
Okay.
with longer exhalations.
So breathe in
Breathe in,
and then breathe out for longer.
breathe out for longer, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
And that helps to
I'm
activate
familiar.
the relaxation response
Okay.
in your nervous system.
So it kind of calms everything down.
Yeah, it calms everything down.
Got it.
And then the third step is to consciously cultivate. Cultivate what?
Positive feelings
Okay.
like gratitude,
Okay. Appreciation.
appreciation, love, joy, those kinds of feelings.
So basically just like think happy thoughts.
Yeah, think happy thoughts.
Okay, I can do that.
And it
It's
sounds
very simple.
so simple, right?
Yeah.
But I think the key here
There's
is
the key.
the consistency, right?
Okay.
It's about making these practices a regular part.
So it's not just like a one-time thing.
No, it's not a one-time
You're
thing.
going to make it a habit.
You got to make it a habit.
Okay.
And the more you do them, the more natural they become.
So it's like building a muscle.
It's like building a muscle, exactly.
Yeah.
And Braden talks about
Yeah.
how incredible
That's incredible.
the research is behind these 3 steps.
Okay, tell me more.
So he says that just 3 minutes,
Just 3 minutes.
just 3 minutes,
Wow.
heart-brain coherence
Yeah.
can strengthen the immune system
Oh, wow.
even more effectively than some antibiotics.
Really? That's wild.
And it can activate longevity enzymes.
Longevity enzymes. What are those?
So those are enzymes that are associated with slowing down the aging process.
So basically, it can help us live longer.
It could potentially help us live longer
Wow.
and healthier lives.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
I mean, sign me up.
right. It can also reduce stress on a
Okay.
molecular level,
So it's not just like feeling less stress. It's actually
changing our biology.
biology.
Oh.
Wow, that's powerful.
That's powerful stuff.
It's like we have this built-in healing mechanism
Right
that
up.
we're not even using.
We don't even realize.
Yeah, it's incredible.
We have it.
And it's so simple.
So simple. And it makes you wonder,
Makes you wonder
if we've been overlooking this incredible power
Yeah.
that we all possess.
Like, what if?
What if we were taught this
Yeah.
in school,
Yeah, from a young age.
from a young age?
You're like, imagine if we all knew how to do this.
It could change.
Yeah.
It could change the world. The world. So this is really empowering information.
It is empowering.
Right. It's like we're not just victims
Yeah.
of our circumstances or our genetics.
We have a choice.
We have a choice.
We have the power to change
Yeah.
our own health and well-being.
And Braden even says
What does he say?
that we're actually
Huh?
capable of much more
Or what?
than we realize.
Oh.
He talks about how
Yeah.
the heart's intelligence
Okay.
isn't limited to
Oh.
just emotions and feelings.
Oh, there's more.
There's more.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
He calls it
What does he call it?
the heart's intuitive intelligence.
Heart's intuitive intelligence.
Yeah.
Okay, I've never heard of that.
And this concept suggests that the heart
Yeah.
can actually
Okay.
tap into a field of information.
A field of information
Yeah.
that exists beyond
Like beyond our senses.
beyond our normal senses.
Oh, wow.
Like Braden describes it as
How does he describe it?
a unified field.
A unified field.
Yeah.
Or a quantum field
Okay.
where everything in the universe is
Yeah.
interconnected.
Wow.
And he suggests
Yeah.
that our hearts,
Yeah.
through their electromagnetic
Our
field.
hearts have an electromagnetic field.
Yes, they do.
I didn't know that.
So he's saying that our hearts can actually interact
Okay.
with this field.
So, like, our hearts are communicating with
Yeah.
something bigger than ourselves.
Yes, something much larger than ourselves
Wow.
that connects us to everything else in existence.
That's mind-blowing.
Isn't it mind-blowing?
Yeah.
And get this.
Okay.
He says
Wow.
the heart's electromagnetic field
Yeah.
is actually much stronger
Stronger than what?
than the brain's.
The brains.
Yeah.
Really?
He says it can be measured
Measured how?
up to several feet
Several feet.
away from the body.
Wow. So our hearts are like these
Yeah.
powerful energy centers
They are.
that are radiating outwards.
Yeah.
Wow.
And not only that,
There's more.
but he says that our hearts are also receiving information.
Receiving information
Yeah.
from this field.
From this field.
So it's like a two-way
So
communication.
it's a two-way street.
Wow.
He believes that a lot of our intuitions,
Okay.
gut feelings,
good.
and even premonitions may be coming from our hearts
Okay.
tapping into this field.
So our heart knows things
It does.
that our brain doesn't.
Exactly.
Wow, that's amazing.
So this whole concept of
Yeah.
the heart's intuitive intelligence,
Yeah.
it really challenges
Your challenge is what?
how we think about,
Yeah.
how we perceive the world.
Like how we understand
How
reality.
we understand reality, yeah.
Yeah.
And it suggests that
So just what?
we might have access
To what?
at this level of knowing
Okay.
that goes beyond
What?
our rational minds.
Oh, interesting.
And what's cool is
Yeah.
that Braden actually
He does what?
connects this idea
Okay.
to ancient traditions
Oh, okay.
from around the world.
Like what?
So many cultures
Yeah.
have always believed
Believed what?
in the heart's intuitive abilities.
Okay, so this isn't like a new idea.
No, it's not a new idea.
It's something that people have known
It's ancient wisdom.
for a long time.
And now modern science starting to provide evidence
Absolutely.
for what these traditions have known for centuries.
So science is catching up
Science is catching up
to ancient wisdom.
to ancient wisdom.
That's amazing.
It's pretty remarkable, right? So it's a reminder
A
that
reminder of what?
we are more than
Yeah.
just our physical bodies
Okay.
and our rational mind.
There's more to us.
We have this
Yeah.
incredible capacity
Capacity for what?
for intuition,
Intuition.
connection.
And that resides
Where does it reside?
in our hearts.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Isn't it beautiful? It is.
And as we learn
Yeah.
to cultivate heart-brain coherence
Okay.
and tap into this heart's intuitive intelligence,
Okay.
we open ourselves up
To go
to a
on.
whole new level
Okay.
of understanding and experience.
Wow, that's exciting.
It is exciting.
Yeah, it's like we're just scratching the surface
We
with
are
what's possible.
of what's possible.
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder,
Yeah.
you know, if our hearts can tap into
Right.
this field of information.
Yeah.
What does that mean
What does it mean?
for our connection
Our connection to what?
to each other?
Oh, interesting.
Could our
How to
hearts,
be communicating
on a level
on a level we're not aware of.
that we're not even aware of?
Wow. That's a mind-blowing thought.
It is mind-blowing.
Like, what if our hearts are all connected
Yeah,
on some level?
on some deeper level.
Yeah.
And that's why we feel that connection
To certain people
to certain people.
or in certain situations.
Or when we're in a crowd
Yeah.
and we feel that energy,
It's like we're all part of this
Yeah.
one big heart.
this one big heart.
Wow.
And there's actually research
There is.
suggesting
Just in what?
that our hearts
Yeah.
can influence
What?
each other's
Each other's what?
electromagnetic fields.
Oh, wow.
Oh, so
So it's like our hearts are having a conversation
they're having a conversation
without us even knowing it.
without us even knowing it.
That's incredible.
And this is something that, you know, a lot of spiritual traditions have
Yeah.
talked about.
Talked about what?
This idea of collective consciousness
Okay.
or a shared
A shared what?
field of awareness
Ah.
that connects us all.
So it's like we're
Yeah.
all part of
We're all part of this web.
this web of energy.
Wow, that's beautiful.
And it's amazing how science
but
is
it-
now starting to what?
You know, validate
ITJ what?
these ancient teachings.
Yeah, it's like science and spirituality are
Yeah.
coming together.
They're converging,
Yeah,
and it's really cool.
it's amazing
So as we
as we welcome.
embrace this interconnectedness,
Okay.
you know, as we cultivate
Yeah.
heart-brain coherence
Heard that.
and tap into
Tap into what?
our heart's intuitive intelligence,
Okay.
we open ourselves up
Open ourselves up to what?
to a whole new
Okay.
level of understanding
Understanding of what?
of ourselves,
Okay.
of each other,
Okay.
and of the world around us.
Wow, that's powerful.
It's pretty powerful stuff.
It is.
And it's a journey.
Yeah.
It's a journey of self-discovery.
Self-discovery.
And it's a journey of connection.
Connection to what?
Connection to ourselves.
Okay.
Connection to each other. And
Right.
connection to something
Something what?
much larger than ourselves.
Wow.
So, as we continue on this journey,
Yeah.
we're likely
Yeah.
to uncover
To uncover
even more
Okay.
about this incredible power
Hour of what?
of the human heart.
That's exciting.
It is exciting. This has been such
It
a
has been.
captivating exploration so
I
far.
know, we've covered so much.
We've covered so much, right?
Yeah.
Like from the heart's neural network
Mm-hmm.
to heart-brain coherence
Yeah.
to the heart's intuitive intelligence.
It's amazing.
And it feels like
Yeah.
we're just scratching the surface.
We're just getting started.
We're just getting started.
Yeah.
But for now,
Yeah.
let's take a moment
A moment to what?
to reflect on
Okay,
what
first.
we've learned
Okay.
and how it might apply
To show what?
to our own lives.
Okay. That's a good idea.
And we'll pick up right there
Okay.
in part 3 of our deep dive,
Sounds good.
exploring some practical ways
Practical ways to what?
to cultivate heart-brain coherence
Okay.
and tap into
The wisdom.
of our hearts.
I can't wait.
Stay tuned. All right, so we're back.
Back for more heartbrain goodness.
More heart-brain goodness.
I'm excited.
This has been a wild ride.
It has, hasn't it?
I feel like we've gone deep dive. Yeah,
Literally.
literally.
Into the heart.
So now that we've explored all of this,
Yeah.
you know, the neural network, the coherence, the intuitive intelligence.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing's for sure, right?
What's that?
The heart is so much more
It is.
than just a pump.
Way more.
It's like this
Yeah.
intelligent organ.
It's like it has its own personality.
Its
or
own being, right?
Yeah.
Its own wisdom, its own
Yeah.
intelligence.
So the big question now is,
Yeah.
how do we take all this amazing information
Right.
and actually apply it
Yeah, how do we put it into practice?
to our lives, right?
Make it real.
Make it real. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do we even begin?
Well, I think the first step
Yeah.
is just awareness.
Awareness. Okay.
Yeah, just start paying attention.
To your heart
Okay.
throughout the day. Notice how it feels
Okay.
in different situations.
Okay.
Notice how it reacts to different people,
Okay.
different thoughts, different emotions.
So just kind of tune in
Just tune into
Yeah.
your heart
to your heart, yeah.
and see what it's telling you.
It's like
It's like listening to that inner voice.
that inner voice, but the voice of the heart,
Yeah, the voice of the heart.
not the voice of the head.
Exactly.
And once you start to become more aware
Yeah.
of those signals from your heart,
Then what?
then you can consciously start to cultivate
Sweet what?
those feelings
Okay.
that promote coherence,
Like what kind of feelings?
like love, gratitude, compassion, joy,
Okay, all the good stuff.
all the good stuff, yeah.
The warm fuzzies.
The warm fuzzies. And it sounds cheesy,
It does sound cheesy.
but it really does
Yeah.
make a difference.
Because those feelings
Yeah.
are like food for the heart.
They're like food for the heart.
Yeah. They nourish it.
They nourish it,
They make it strong.
and they make it
Yeah.
more resilient.
Exactly.
And remember, Braden said that
Yeah.
just 3 minutes
Just 3 minutes.
of heart-brain coherence
Yeah.
can have
Yeah.
these amazing benefits.
So it's like a little mini vacation
It's like a mini vacation
for your nervous system.
for your nervous system.
I like that.
It was like a reset button.
A reset button
Yeah.
for your whole being.
So even if you only have a few minutes,
Yeah.
take those few minutes
Yeah.
and just focus on your heart.
Focus on those positive feelings.
Yeah.
Breathe deeply,
Breathe deeply.
and you'll be amazed
Yeah.
at the difference it makes.
And don't forget about what?
Kindness and compassion,
Oh, yeah.
you know?
Those are important too.
They're so important because
Yeah. Why?
when we're kind to others, when we're compassionate towards others,
Yeah. It actually strengthens
strengthens what?
our own heart's coherence.
Oh, wow.
So it's not just about,
So it's a win-win.
it is a win-win.
Yeah.
It's not just about helping others.
We're helping ourselves too
We're helping ourselves too.
by being kind.
Isn't that cool?
That is cool, yeah.
It's like this ripple effect,
a ripple effect.
you know, where
Yeah.
a simple act of kindness
Yeah.
can actually create
Create what?
a more harmonious world.
Wow. That's beautiful.
It's beautiful,
I
right?
am.
So remember,
Remember what?
this is a journey.
It is a journey.
It's not about being perfect.
Yeah.
It's about progress.
Progress, not perfection.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There are going to be days
Yeah.
where you feel super connected.
Like,
And then there are going to be days
yeah.
where you're like, what was I thinking?
Where you're totally disconnected.
Totally disconnected.
Yeah, we all have those days.
We all have
Yeah,
those days.
those days.
And that's okay.
It's part of the process. It's part of the process. So
Yeah.
be patient
Be patient with yourself. Yeah.
and just keep coming back
Coming back to what?
to these practices
Okay.
that help you cultivate that coherence.
So it's like a muscle.
It's like a muscle.
You got to keep working it.
You got to keep working it out.
Yeah.
And it will get stronger over time
Absolutely.
if you're feeling inspired
Yeah.
to learn more about this.
There's a lot out there.
There's so many resources
Yeah.
you can check out.
Like what?
HeartMath Institute's website.
Okay. HeartMath Institute. They
Not-
have a website.
They do, yeah.
Okay. And Gregg Braden's work.
Gregg Braden's work, yeah.
He's written a lot of books.
He's got a lot of great information.
He does. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can also just, search online.
Yeah, just Google it.
There are tons of articles, podcasts.
Articles, podcasts, videos,
Yeah.
all about the heart-brain connection.
Yeah.
It's a hot topic.
That's a hot topic.
Oh,
And the more you learn, the
Yeah.
more empowered you become
empowered to do what?
to really create
Yeah.
a life of greater peace,
Peace.
purpose, and fulfillment.
Wow, that's what we all want, right?
That is what we all want.
Yeah.
I know this deep dive has really been eye-opening for me.
Me too.
It's changed
Trying
how
to think about the heart.
I feel like I have a newfound respect
I do too,
for my heart.
for the heart.
Yeah.
And I hope it's done the same for you.
Yeah, I hope so too.
So as we wrap up,
Okay.
remember
what?
we all have this incredible capacity
Capacity for what?
for love, connection, and wisdom.
Yeah, it's all inside of us.
It's all inside of us.
It's waiting to be unlocked.
And as we tap into
Yeah.
the intelligence of our hearts,
Yeah.
we not only transform ourselves,
We transform ourselves.
but we also contribute
Yeah.
to a more compassionate and harmonious world.
Beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us
It's been a pleasure.
on this incredible journey.
I've learned so much.
And until next time,
Yeah.
keep listening to the whispers of your heart
Yes.
and see where they lead you.